Hey, good morning. Today, we are here today to be looking into our Command Bootcamp. We're going to be going over database automation today. This should be a very fun little actionable day today that we get to go through. We're really going to be diving into a lot of how we can manipulate our contacts. We can set them up with smart plans. We can set up things like lead routing to automatically communicate with our database and not really have to manually spend that much time working on these systems. One of the great things about Command is the more time we take to set systems up right, the less time it takes in the long run for us to have a very well running database that we can earn business from. So we're going to go ahead and hop right into today, Command Bootcamp for automating our database. First thing I want to talk about is our lovely TCPA disclaimer. You guys have probably heard about this plenty, but to go over it one more time, anytime we're communicating with customers, potential clients, anybody in the public, we need to make sure that we are following these TCPA guidelines, make sure that we are authorized and they've given our consent to contact them if they're on the Do Not Call registry. This also includes avoiding things like robocalling, autodialers, and stuff like that. Yeah, if you have any questions, scan the QR code. There's a lot more details on it. I'm not a lawyer, just a tech guy. If you have any questions, please let me know. And we're moving on to smart plans for today. So I'm assuming at this point you have a little bit of an idea of what smart plans can do, but let's go and start talking about a few more things that it can do here. So the most common thing we'll run into is drip campaigns. Now these drip campaigns are just a sort of automatic communication where they're just going to sprinkle a little bit of media content to our clients, people in our database. These are usually, going to be holiday-based things. There's a few annual reminders. These are really your long-term nurtures. Those will be getting those drip campaigns. We can do things like automating new lead follow-ups. So when you have a new lead that enters in your database, you can have them be tagged. You can have them automatically subscribe to a smart plan, things like the monthly neighborhood nurture or any sort of follow-up smart plan that you want to create for new leads. And I'll show you how we can make some of those later today. We have the monthly neighborhood nurture, like I just mentioned there. It's going to be one of the smart plans that is going to be created by Keller Williams. They have a really cool created library and we'll say a public library where agents have uploaded their own smart plans to that you can use and access and play around with. You also have a lot of cool options. If you want to run into some more like logical processes, data flows, things like that, you can really use smart plans to clean up your database. You can have it do a lot of sort of logistics functions for you if that's something you want to pursue. I'll show a couple of those things for you later on in the session. Those are definitely a little more advanced if you want to dive into that. But without further ado, I think we're going to go ahead and start off with making a smart plan. We're going to keep this really easy when we get started here. My goal right now is we're just going to make a smart plan that is going to be a new lead follow-up smart plan. So when you get a lead into your Command database, we're going to go ahead and set that up so they're automatically tagged and then will automatically be added to this smart plan. So a couple things we have to do to make that happen. Let's hop right in. So if you haven't already, let's go ahead and log into Command here. All right, and let's get cruising. So now that we're logged into Command, what we're going to want to do is hop over to our Opportunities tab here on the left. Little pro tip for users that haven't used Command a lot. If you click this red KW in the top left, it's going to expand all the names of the applets on the left-hand side, just to make it a little bit easier as you learn all of those symbols. But for this one, we're actually going to go over to the Smart Plans section. And we're going to sort of, I guess we'll talk about the Smart Plan library right now, what we're looking at. So this we see right now, we have your personal Smart Plan library. These are all Smart Plans that I've created or ones that I have copied from the public library. And then up here, we have this library. And this is that public library where we can go ahead and look at all of the different smart plans that they've created. So we have this featured section right at the top. This has smart plans that have been created by agents, and they uploaded to the site, and ones that KW thinks are really high quality. So all the ones in the featured section, in the Keller Williams section, or the top rated section are normally really good smart plans for you to sort of look at, play around with, see if you have a specific use case where you can integrate those into your business. Even if you don't know what you want to do with smart plans, I encourage you just to take a couple minutes, look through a bunch of these smart plans people have uploaded, because it's just a great sort of think tank, space where you can come up with some additional ideas for ways you can leverage this technology. Now, I will give you a small word of warning. We have this What's New section down here at the bottom. As I mentioned before, this is a library that agents can upload their smart plans to, and that's where these will pop into, is in this What's New section. So some of these smart plans will be great. Some of these smart plans will be not so great. I would just say if you do want to look into any of them in the What's New section, just make sure to hop in, view all the steps, understand exactly what it's going to do, and then look at it yourself, send it to yourself before you send it out to a client. Last thing you want to do is be embarrassed by sending something out that's not very professional. But let's go ahead and hop back to this My Smart Plans section. And what we're going to do today is we are going to create a new smart plan. Once again, this is going to be for a new lead follow-up. So I'm going to create a new smart plan, new lead follow-up, and create that plan. Now, this is going to bring us into the Smart Plan Builder. It's not super complicated to use, but there are a few steps with it that I'll walk you through today. On the left side of this screen here, we have our actions. So all 5 of these things: creating a task, make a call, send an email, send a text, or add a smart plan. Those are the 4 actions, or 5 actions rather, that we can take with this database, or with this smart plan here. There's a lot of cool ways we can sort of manipulate that around. Those are the basic tasks that we have. Over in the middle here, this is going to be the timeline of events. We can see day 1, it's empty right here, and we need to put steps into day 1, so those will be acted upon. And then on the right panel here, this is just going to be the general settings, and this will turn into our edit panel once we start working with a few of these tasks. All right, so to get started here, let's go ahead and say that we want a new lead follow-up. I think that it's really good when you get a lead to give that client or potential client instant communication back, or near to that. So what I would do is go ahead, let's start with a send email task. So day number 1, we're going to send them an email. And we can see over on the right side here, we have this screen has changed with the email type, subject, and then body. Now, if you have an email template you've created through the command design tool, you can go ahead and select a design right here. And these are going to be more of our graphical, emails that we can send out and edit and things like that. If you don't have one, that's completely and totally fine. You can just do a rich text email as well. So if you want to do a design, you can do it that way. Go ahead and exit that out. But this time we're going to do a simple email type. And we'll just say thanks for reaching out. And you can put whatever intro, whatever contact information you want, whatever you can put in that email there. Once again, as I mentioned before, you absolutely should send this smart plan to yourself just to make sure it looks good. Everything is exactly as it should be. But you can simply go ahead and fill out that information there that you want, and we'll add that step. So you can see right here, step 1, send email, thanks for reaching out. I think it's also a great idea right now to add a task here. So we're going to create a task. Task name is going to be research client. So I'm going to do this right now. This is going to create a task for me as an agent. And it's going to remind me to go ahead and look at this client here, see if they're a real client, see if there's any potential business there, or if this is maybe spam or a lead that's maybe best served elsewhere. So I'm just going to go ahead and leave some notes here for myself. This is all going to be internal communication here. I'm going to go ahead and leave the rest of these the same, and we won't add that step. So gives me a reminder, hey, I sent this email out automatically, and gives me a task so I can follow up with them. Now let's say we want to add a day, and let's say we want to follow up maybe 3 days later. And this one's going to be a text message. So I'm going to drag that text message. Now, in order to send the text messages automatically, you do have to have the Twilio integration. There are tons of KW guides on how to add that. It's very inexpensive. It's a great sort of value add for you within Command. Definitely check that out if you're interested in automatic text messages. But once you have that set up here, we go ahead and drag that text task onto our day 4. We can do automated or a task, which this will just add a task to our list for us to do it. Or automated, it's automatically going to send this out here. And I'm going to go ahead and put that content of the text message here. Whatever. I'm going to put some basic message there. Hey, reaching out, blah, blah, blah. Do it easy, a simple text message follow-up at this point, or however you want to do. This could be another email. This could be a phone call, however you want to handle that. We'll go ahead and add that step. And then I think the last thing we're going to do is we're going to add another day here. I'll maybe wait 2 more days. 3 more days we'll do. So we're at a full week, day 7. We'll do 1 more email. I'm just going to pick one of my designs here. Let's say this is just going to be that random message there. And then I'm going to do a add to smart plans. This is the one tool that we haven't played around with just yet. When we add it to the smart plan, this is going to essentially loop in the this current client into an additional smart plan. So I really suggest for you to do this for the monthly neighborhood nurture. All right, it's not wanting me to do that one there. I'm just going to go ahead and select a different one. Let's do a, there it is. Oh, it is monthly neighborhood nurture, and add that step. So the way that this currently is set up, day number 1, we send them a thank you email for reaching out. Then we have a task for us to follow up, figure out if they're a real client, get whatever information we need. Then a couple of days later, we send them a text message, sort of follow up, see if you need to drum up any more business there. And then day 7, we send 1 more email to them. And then day number 7, we also add them to that monthly neighborhood nurture. Now, one of the things that you can also do over here is to remove the contact when, and we have these 2 steps, when they reply to an email or they reply to an automated text message. Now, what I would do here, it's up to you, but we can do contact replies on an email. That way, if they reach back out to you after day number 1, they're not going to get a follow-up text message on day number 4. They're not going to get a follow-up text message or email on day number 7, because we're kind of assuming they're communicating with you and you are meeting their needs manually versus this automatic flow. So we'll go ahead and save the plan as is and close this out. Now we have this new lead follow-up plan. We can see all the steps right here. And now we need to automate it. So we built this plan out. We need to make sure this plan fires off automatically when we get a brand new lead into our database. Now, this is probably an area of command you haven't seen just yet here, so just follow along as we click through these screens. In the top right corner, click your name and that settings gear icon. And then over on the left side of the screen, you'll have command settings. And you go to contacts and lead management. So that's your settings, or your name, settings, command settings, lead management. And I have a few open house lead routing rules here. So for when clients sign in via an open house, sign up via an open house, they're going to be sent smart plans and emails automatically through that. What I can do is create a new rule. This rule is going to be titled new lead, tag, and smart plan. Which lead source is this rule for? And so this is where you can pick specifically what you want that lead source to be. So I have a bunch of different versions here. Most of these right now are going to be that KW app, KW site, things like that, landing pages, sign up, KW site, etc. So these are the ones that I'd really look at, are going to be the KW ones. You can do these site pages. These will link to your agent site here as well. So if you want to turn those ones on, you absolutely can. So go ahead and select the lead sources that you want there. If you have any other routes that come in, you can do that as well. And then we will create, auto tags. We want to add an auto tag here. So I'll type in new lead, and I don't have a custom tag set for that. So we'll create it. I'll put the new lead in that orange color. And then I can automatically assign it to a smart plan. So new lead follow up. So when they come in, if they come from any of these lead sources, they'll be tagged with new lead, and they will be assigned the new lead follow up smart plan. And we'll go ahead and create that rule. And essentially at that point, you're pretty much done with automating this. So you'll have a client that comes to your agent site or comes to your contact us page on your agent site. Show you those really quickly. I'm gonna hop over to my site. So if they were to come all the way down to the bottom here and use this contact me box there, or if they go to like the about me page and use this contact field, it's the same contact field on this page. Any of these contact fields will automatically route them directly through your site. And then if they log in, this is another one here, if they log in or if they create a new account right here, this will also create that new lead routing setting for them. And so they'll go ahead and be activated. This new lead route will activate, tag them appropriately, and add them to that new lead file. Now, there's a lot of systems in Command that operate that same exact way, and that's one of the reasons why Command sort of needs you to look at everything, inside of it, because we really use our contact applet, we use our smart plans applet. If you were designing your own custom email, we use the designs applet, and then we also have that Twilio integration that we use in addition to this. So the great thing about this is it takes a couple minutes to set up, and then you can forget about it. This does work for you. This stays in contact with your clients. This provides that interaction that requires no work on your own at that point. Well, I hope that was useful for you all. I just want to give you a little bit of a crash course on how we can automate some of those things. The sky is the limit for this stuff. Think about things you can do with it. Make it happen. Thank you guys for taking a couple minutes today to walk through all of this and learning something new. As always, if you have any questions, reach out to me, and I'll see you around next time.